Wow, what a good turn-up. Thank you, everybody. This really is a special occasion, and it marks something that's very important to me and also very important to Mayor Newsom. You've probably been reading in the media that there was a story circulating around that we were thinking of moving from San Francisco. Well, it is true that the lease was up for renewal. It is true that I was considering options. I owed those options to the shareholders. I owed those options to all of you. But I looked around to see what's the best we can do to ensure that this company is not only respected for what we do, but how we operate. As you can imagine, when the rumours were spread around that Levi Strauss Co was thinking we were going to move, we got huge reactions. Everyone's up there waving.
Unbelievable.
We got lots of reactions, and it became quite a rumour buzz. But the important thing to me was how quickly that the mayor reacted and how quickly that the city reacted. Gavin took the time to call me personally and say, "John, what's going on? Is it true, the stories I'm hearing?" And I said, "It is true. We are evaluating our options." Now, not only did he call me, he personally took the time to proactively come in and see me. Now, this is a man that's very busy. This is a man, I'm sure, that's got lots of other priorities. But he took that time and then he came. And for me, it was the first time to meet him. And I think initially we were very honest with each other. I said, "I need help. I want to stay, but you got to help me." And Mayor Newsom said, "John, I will do whatever it takes within the controls he has to make sure that he puts together a proposition to me that will make it very hard for me to leave." Well, both teams got to work. We negotiated backwards and forwards. And in the end of the day, we came up with a deal I think that is a terrific deal. And it's a deal that enables us to stay here in San Francisco. Now, where else could we be in a day like today? Wow, perfect weather, great environment. And you know, this company is so linked to San Francisco. It's where we started. It's where I'm hoping we'll always be. But at the same time, as I said earlier on, it has to be a win-win. His team's been great. And I want to thank him on behalf of the shareholders, on behalf of the senior management team here. I have no doubt that without Mayor Newsom's proactive approach to this, his team bringing to us the commitment and suggestions, and I have to add, these are suggestions that are available to other companies, but his team really showed us what it could be in the areas of training, sustainability, energy grants, that we would not have got to this place. So here we are. We've signed a letter of intent for the next 10 years. I wanted to get the story out very quickly to all of you, our employees, as well as to Gavin and his team, that these two icons are going to be linked together. So once again, thank you. And Mayor Newsom, I guess you'd like to say a couple of words.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Levi's. All Levi's employees. Thank you all. See, John, they were my secret weapon. They're all behind the scenes. Now, I know some of you that are worried about the BART strike may not have been the secret weapon because you wanted to stay closer to home. But those of you certainly in San Francisco, I know that you are very enthusiastic. At least I believe you're enthusiastic that we're here today. I am very grateful, have been blessed as a guy who has been raised in the city, a fifth-generation San Franciscan, to be a direct and indirect beneficiary of the largesse of this extraordinary company, a company whose history goes back to the beginning of this great city. This company is in so many ways interlinked and interdependent in many respects in terms of the narrative and the history of our lives, the lives of this remarkable place, this 47.5 square miles that was best described as being surrounded by reality, San Francisco. We've always been a city of dreamers, of doers, of entrepreneurs, a city that's always prided itself on being on the leading and cutting edge of new ideas. And so much of that entrepreneurial spirit, so much of that innovative spirit, so much of that inspiration can be defined by companies that have been anchors to that spirit, that have afforded us a great sense of pride over the course of the last century and a half. And Levi's is synonymous. It is San Francisco, and San Francisco, in turns, is Levi's. The spirit that defines the best of our values is a spirit that defines the best, I believe, of the values of Levi's. When you think about so many of the social justice movements that have taken shape, it's always been with companies that have been trailing behind, that you have to kind of drag along, domestic partnerships and the like. But there's always been one notable exception. It's been Levi's. That's front and center in all of those movements. That's remarkable. You don't have to call. You don't even have to ask. You were there, and, you know, it deserves a tremendous amount of praise. And I know John got a lot of letters on the other side, but you were the only company in the state of California to file what is called an amicus brief against Proposition 8. And for that, I will forever be grateful. There was only one company that did that. It was Levi's. Again, you weren't asked. You did it. And the work you do, you had my wife a few weeks ago at the 501 Day, the day every year you give back to the community, your community day. And you really start adding that up, and you look at the aggregate of that contribution that's done on a consistent basis over, again, the course of the history of this company. It's extraordinary. You get it. This is, again, I said a city of dreamers and doers. I mean as much a company of dreamers and doers, of entrepreneurs. You have always been there. You guys walk your proverbial talk, and you're a big part of this community, not just a company, again, in the community, part of this community. So all I can say is, thank God you're staying in San Francisco. Woo, I guess is the word. Is that W-H-E-W, something like that? Because nothing would have been more perilous than, I think, Levi's saying, well, the best days are not necessarily in front of us together, they're behind us. And so I'm immeasurably grateful that John picked up that phone and said, let's get together. And then in a very constructive way, engaged in a series of conversations with my team, and Jen Matz is here, and Michael Cohen in abstention, other members of my team sat down with your team and your HR folks, all these folks, looked at tax credits, making sure that you're getting everything that you deserve, everything that you've earned, to make sure that we're accommodating your need. Because so often, and I'll close with this, cities tend to focus on what they don't have, and we tend to forget about the things we do have. And that's why it was incredibly important for us not just to be on the road traveling to recruit companies, to make sure that we come back home and get into these buildings and headquarters and getting into the offices to make the case of how lucky we are that you're still here, and how we want to do everything to make sure that you're here for the next 153, 156 years. Isn't that remarkable? 156 years old, this company. So it's in that spirit I'm here. It's in that spirit I'm grateful to all of you and to your outstanding management team and John in particular. Let me thank all of you, though, more formally, as we're apt to do. I don't know how many, there's not even enough shelves or walls left for all these proclamations. But I can't give you enough of these now. But I am very pleased, it seems only appropriate, on behalf of your 10,000 employees worldwide and the 1,000 strong, 1,200 plus strong here in the city and county of San Francisco, to put some whereases in writing, to aggregate some of these thoughts, and to put a wherefore there be for resolve clause or something in there. But just to know that today is an important day in our history, in the history of this company, and forever this day will be known as Levi Strauss and Company Day in San Francisco. Thank you all, and thank you for staying. Welcome back home.
Well, we've always got plenty of room to put these in the cupboard. So everybody, thank you for coming. Now let's go forth and deliver on breakthrough.
Do not get me wrong.